The bid to find a suitable home for an Anzac war hero and his donkey has created a new battleground in Adelaide's parklands. The life-size bronze statue is intended to honour health workers in the Defence Forces. But as Rebecca BRICE reports, some say it will spoil the view of a prominent South Australian.
On the bloody battlegrounds of war, there will always be a place for medical personnel. And for decades, South Australians have been punching above their weight.
Just about all of the doctors that formed the one Australian hospital in World War I were from the Royal Adelaide Hospital. In Vietnam, 43% of the doctors that went to Vietnam were from South Australia.
VIKI Andersons says there's no memorial for them anywhere in Australia, so she and a handful of others formed the Simpson Foundation. It's raised almost $500,000 to build a statue designed by prominent local artist Robert Hannaford. This is a smaller version.
It's the statue of Private John Simpson Kirkpatrick and his donkey and a wounded soldier, and it basically, we chose that because it epitomises what the memorial's about, and that's the sacrifice of those men and women in the Australian Defence Force Health Services.
Private Simpson, as he was known, landed at Gallipoli in 1915. With his donkey, he dodged heavy gunfire to ferry wounded soldiers from what was known as no man's land. In 3.5 weeks, he saved more than 300 men before being shot dead. The real statue is taking shape in bronze caster Tim Thompson's workshop. The 350-kilogram model should be complete by the end of the month, but just where it will go has been an issue of contention.
When it's finished, the foundation wants the statue placed here in the Angus Gardens next to King William Road, so that Anzac Day marchers can pay tribute to their comrades with an eyes right gesture. But opponents say that will only compromise an existing resident.
The Environment Department was the heritage consultant. It decided Simpson and his donkey would obscure a striking memorial to one of South Australia's founding fathers, George Angus, and his family.
A nearby location to the northeast has previously been suggested to the applicant and is considered acceptable.
It just seems to be dumping a statue which has meaning in a setting that's unconnected with that meaning.
Kelly Henderson is the president of the Parklands Preservation Association.
Our association understands that the RSL's first preferences were the Royal Adelaide Hospital and then the land behind Government House near the Torrens Parade Ground. And they're sites that are both associated with the meaning of the statue.
The difficulty with the Torrens Parade Ground is it's not on the direct route of the Anzac Day March. The medical personnel would not be able to honour their fallen comrades with a salute, an eyes right.
Ralph Clarke became involved in the project when he was an Adelaide City Councillor.
We have had it approved unanimously by the Adelaide Parklands Authority, half of whom are appointed by the Minister for the Environment, the other half by the City Council. We've received unanimous support from a full sitting of the Adelaide City Council and also the unanimous support of the Development Assessment Panel.
But Kelly Henderson is angry the council went against expert advice.
This site is part of the parklands that's been nominated for state heritage listing for over a quarter of a century, and for over a decade it's been identified as a potential World Heritage Site, and yet the Adelaide City Council still ignores the expert advice that it's received.
Late this week, the memorial passed its final hurdle, approval from the Development Assessment Commission. 8 years in the planning, it should now be in place by Christmas.
It's meant to be an interactive thing, so kids can go up and pat the donkey. It's not meant to tower over anyone, and also as an artwork it will be an absolute asset to the City of Adelaide.
Rebecca BRICE reporting, and the model of the statue is on display at the Hillsmith Gallery as part of its Robert Hannaford exhibition, which is open until next weekend.